Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Nerd Chronicles with your host, the socially awkward nerd, Christian Paul, speaking. And ladies and gentlemen, many of y'all basically have heard the news in regards to the Pseudo top G, Mr. Andrew Tate's active court case that's actually going on in Romania. I've already actually posted up the news, I believe, yesterday around that time. Due to the fact that I wouldn't even say it was an injunction, but basically Bucharest Appeals Court basically has ruled that the trial cannot fully move forward due to prosecutorial inconsistencies. However, they actually gave the prosecutors around 5 days to actually either rehash the accusation they have against him and get everything fully structured before this case can move forward. That's what I've discussed. And for more information, you can actually check that past video. Definitely up in the description box below. You can definitely look up into that up on the YouTube streets for sure. If you're actually watching through YouTube, and I know for some of y'all through Rumble as well, I may just actually post a previous link. If it allows, I might just give out a previous link as well in that description box also. Now, what I do want to discuss is the pseudo alpha guru, the pseudo top G, Andrew Tate. He claimed he actually received his psychology degree basically from the streets. He received, according to him, he received his PhD program, Pimp and Hose degree program, in psychology, right? And basically trying to actually diagnose other people's needs based on certain conditions, based on certain individualistic stipulations, case by case. He claims he's the expert in that, according to him. According to him getting like a psychology degree from the streets, according to people, and I know a lot of people that actually receive their psychology degrees in the undergrad or graduate up in college. It actually did further detail regarding book studies and neurology and all these other things. You'd be probably thinking like, what the fuck is this dude doing? This motherfucker is wilding. And y'all, I fully understand it because I first watched this clip off of Rumble. And y'all, I literally had to shake my fucking head, y'all. It's too insane. I have to actually just write notes down so I don't forget and like how I'm actually going to respond to this guy. Because I took some notes down prior to actually presentation, actually reviewing this. And I want you to actually definitely watch this over with me to see how fucking delusional he is. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to like discredit skills as a kickboxer. Yes, he can literally kick ass. But all this other stuff, like, come the fuck on, man. But y'all gonna have to bear with me on this one. Y'all, it's best y'all literally try to see for yourselves on what I'm actually literally talking about. Let's get rolling. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we have this clip coming out of Rumble that basically, in which Andrew Tate actually speaks on his views of psychology. So let's get to this little clip here and see what we can get out of it, and we'll see what we can find from there. A lot of juiciness, ladies and gentlemen, in regards to this. Juicy!
I have a doctorate in psychology.
Oh, God. Do y'all really believe that Andrew Tate received this degree from psychology? Like, credential-wise, like, which school did he actually get his degree from? Like, the streets, they don't really count. You can learn a lot of things with, like, being street smart, but a psychology degree? Really? Really?
Do that, did you?
Yeah, he's being bravado, smoking his hookah, getting himself relaxed, for the social gram, shock value. He enjoying himself right now. Well, his trial is literally ongoing.
I know all these other geeks go to uni and get their little piece of paper.
But at least it shows it's legitimate, right?
I learned on the streets. Street psychology. Now, before we continue with this Tate speech, I want to
Oh my God.
which is me squinting. This Turns out the sun is directly in my face. My cameraman said, the sun's in your face. I ain't scared no fucking sun. Just pretend I'm looking at your bank.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Psychology says, I've never met a depressed person who's racist, homophobic, and misogynistic.
But yet, those three are independent, and the four of them are literally independent of one another.
In fact, the people who cry about you being those things are the depressed ones. You ever notice that?
Oh, God. Oh, God. Yes, they're probably exposed to stuff that's definitely real, and yes, they gotta actually come up with like a good strategy for sure, you know. Sometimes there are actually people that actually have their concerns and whine, the whole stuff dealing with court, the people that are around feeling well of it, okay. But when you actually know about these things, you know the mindsets, you know, you cut ties, you don't even patronize with people like that treat you wrong. You know, it's just that simple.
That's racist.
Yeah, but you want to kill yourself, so who gives a fuck what you think?
Oh,
You can't
God.
say that. That's misogynistic. I might jump off a building.
You should try misogyny.
God.
Fucking hell. Easier than jumping off a fucking building, isn't it?
Oh, God.
I've yet to meet a man who is openly racist and homophobic. Just goes around saying, you're a faggot, who's depressed. Maybe it's the cure.
Nah, some people actually show the insecurity for sure. And some people definitely do it because they're mentally demonic, because that's how they actually feed the energy off of it. Without that, in some cases, they do feel depressed. They do feel insecurity because they cowardice themselves. Right? But Top G here does not see it that way.
Think about it. There is a sharp rise in depression and a sharp decline in the ability to say faggot. Does no one else put these?
Yeah, because they got the laws on the books that prevent you, and they got businesses that have more power to actually try and get at you. And they got all these foundations and programs that literally come go-ho and actually go gung-ho at you for saying these things now. That's why there's been a sharp decline, literally the F word, when it comes to the alphabet people. Right? So I want to try and make this very clear, because you actually say that stuff now, literally all these alphabet programs they have you coming out there in that community coming by are literally going to literally band up together and go literally gung-ho and do everything you can actually try and wreck you financially. That's why there's been less like inclination of the use of the F word when it comes to the alphabet community.
Two together? Am I the only fucking psychiatrist worth his salt?
Oh, God.
All these other fucking nerds going to uni haven't worked out the basics. Racism, homophobia, misogyny. You know, I can't wait till they play this to me back in court, and I have to defend myself. And they play it in court, and the female lawyer stands there, working for the state.
We got you dead to rights.
Shut up, bitch.
Oh, God. And I'm going to tell y'all something. The more he self-snitches on himself, Tate, the more he goes off really talking like a bunch of gibberish and garbage. Anything that he says, the Dominican courts will use that against him in regards to his active trial. Again, you know, prosecutors definitely do have time to reconvene on their case in order for the case to move forward. If they don't by that time, they will drop that case. So again, you know, the more he becomes more vulnerable to this types of stuff, I tell you, the more he says some stuff and they acts and he becomes arrogant, the more vulnerable he's going to be coming in literally the court system. I'm literally just letting y'all know right now.
They're going to play that part in court, too. Imagine, I'm addressing the court now. Court, hello, I know my face is straight, and I know I'm pretending it was all a joke. I mean, it's a joke, it's funny. But I kind of mean it. Fucking just put me in fucking jail then. Fucking, just take me to fucking hell. You can cry about a joke. So gay.
Oh, God.
I'm depressed because you're not racist.
Oh, God.
Anxiety is another one. Some guy goes to me the other day, oh, I've got anxiety. Do you know why you have anxiety? I'll tell you why. I can cure anxiety, right? You have anxiety because you should be anxious. Ta-da! Why is a mouse anxious? Think about it.
But the question is, what does a mouse have to do with an actual human being given his or her circumstances. A mouse is an animal, and you're dealing with a human being, which are very complex creatures. You can compare that to a mouse who is as anxious. Yeah, they could be anxious due to fear of life or actually fear of losing. That's one thing. But what if they're actually born anxious due to some learning disability or whatever circumstance that he or she has? You can try to actually generalize something and compare that stuff to a mouse. I don't understand it. I really don't understand that part.
A mouse. Here's a noise. Because you can kill mice.
So you can kill mice, so that means human can be killed too? According to your statement, Andy?
You have anxiety because you're broke, because you're weak,
Oh,
because you're a
God.
loser.
Oh, God. There are literally people that actually have a lot of money that are as anxious as, those who are actually broke and homeless and literally trying to fight for a dollar. Some people could be anxious due to the fact that they don't even know how to actually handle the world, due to the fact that they may be dealing with a passing of a loved one. They could deal with a passing of a parent or both parents, or they may be passed on tennis and they're actually extremely overwhelmed on how they're actually trying to manage all this money and actually deal with all the legal stuff that comes about. And they're not even fully financially savvy, fully financially educated. There's many other reasons why people could be anxious. It's not just that. It is not just being broke, weak, and being a loser. Everybody had like some small anxieties due to some small mishaps, due to some unfortunate blunders that they may not be fully prepared for due to the unpredictable nature of life. It happens, right? It's not just being broke and being weak and being a loser.
You're scared of the world, and you should be. Tate might turn up.
But behind the scenes, Andrew Tate is probably fearful of him actually going to jail behind the scenes because he does not know how the outcome is going to be with so many people and so many law enforcement in various countries trying to come at his neck. So he is feeling it behind the scenes off camera, ladies and gentlemen. He may not be showing it in front of you guys, but he is feeling it behind the scenes.
You walk through the world anxious.
Juicy!
Is Tate over there? Will Tate take my girl again?
Oh, God. And if Tate takes your girl, let it be for the streets. Screw her. What would that have to actually do with your psyche and your self-worth? Man.
I gave her back. Whack ass pussy, bro. You're anxious because you're a fucking nobody. You see, the bear doesn't get anxious. If the bear hears a noise, it's like.
Some bears do. They actually hear like heavy noise, or if it's loud noises, do a horn. Of course, they're gonna run. Of course, they're gonna run for sure. They know how to fight. You get like the sound horn, they're gonna run. Depending on what type of bear you're dealing with.
Calm. Like, is there something I can kill over there? The mouse thinks, a noise, it might kill me. A bear thinks, a noise, I might want to kill it.
Yeah, depending on the type of bear you're dealing with. Black bears are not as aggressive. You actually just use the air horn on them, they literally run. Other bears, you can try and combine some other bears, especially the mama bears with like the brown bears. It could be different polar bears as well, depending on the situation. You guys should do your research, but not every bear actually operates in that manner, Andrew.
It's a different vibe. So if you're a bear, if you're big and strong and rich and powerful, when you hear noises, you're like, do I need to kill that? No, it's fine. Whereas a mouse is like, oh, and runs away. Ah.
Yeah, this fool, he got some, he has some flaws in his argument.
You're anxious because you're a little weak bitch. If you went to the gym and got strong and got rich and got important, you wouldn't be anxious anymore.
Nah, the anxiety will still be there because they got to actually worry about dealing with taxes. They got to be dealing with these things as well. That's another part of it also that, people actually have to deal with. Excuse me for a moment. Sorry about that, guys. It's in the middle of watching a couple of big time games of the CFP and the NFL. Forgive me for that as I review this craziness of what this dude is saying that, oh, if you're weak and you lose, you're automatically anxious, but if you win, all that goes away. It's not that simple. Anxiety and depression are way, way more complex than you think.
So by logical extension, as a medical professional, as the world's most famous psychiatrist.
Shut the fuck up.
Name a psychiatrist more famous than me on the internet. Name one.
Dr. Ruth, Dr. Phil, definitely another one. They got more psychologists that actually deal with these things. they're definitely knowable, the more famous ones, definitely for sure. They have actually been on your mainstream sites also as well. Ruth, I know she passed away years ago. Dr. Phil, at least he's still alive. They have those guys also. And there's other plenty ones that are definitely mainstream. Some of them are celebrities as well. And there's some medium that are actually much more famous than Homeboy dealing with like 1,000 subscribers up on Rumble. And maybe some million subscribers up on X. But Dr. Phil, he's literally been hitting up the mainstream. That's an easy slam dunk.
Can't. Is it even
Arrogance.
a disorder? Anxiety disorder.
It is. It's serious.
It's the natural conclusion of your ineptitude.
Oh, God.
If you put your hands near fire and you feel heat and you get burnt, is that a disorder? Or is that your body giving you feedback? Stay away from fire.
Yeah, but you're comparing an anxiety disorder dealing with something that deals with feedback. They are not the same thing. They are two way different things. Anxiety has to do with like some fears or some past traumas that either have yet to be healed or something that may have been affected due to the unpredictable nature that you're not fully aware of, that you're fully on guard about, during the fear that it may happen again. Anxiety can also actually be built into certain disorders or certain ordeals. It can happen. It's not just limited to one set of things. Anxiety and depression are very, very complex. Me touching something, actually just hitting something like that right on my hand, literally means none. All this is just reacting yourself in the human body. But anxiety is much, much more complex than you think. You're trying to actually compare apples to oranges.
It's not anxiety disorder. It's your body giving you feedback. Whispering. Your soul is whispering to your mind. You're a bitch.
Oh,
Be afraid.
God.
Be afraid. Every time I meet a man, I've got anxiety. Yeah, of course. I could kill you. You wouldn't even see it coming.
Oh, my God.
Even worse, so you're just sitting there. You're a bitch.
Oh, God.
Because when you truly reach the highest echelon of masculinity, dying ain't so bad. As long as you die for a good reason. Dying's not the worst thing that can happen. Living for nothing's the worst thing that can happen. Andrew Tate died in a blaze of glory after 55 bullets for the right cause. I'm not anxious about that. In fact, I'm starting to get a bit pumped. I'm getting hyped already. I'm just talking about it. That's what men used to do, to go fucking fight for shit. I'm anxious. They might cut me with their sword. If you have anxiety, you're gay.
Oh, God. So now we're going with the sign language now. Shame, insults, guilt need to be right. Are we going with the name calling now towards innocent people? Are we really doing that? I don't get these pseudo gurus and what the fuck they're doing.
You deserve your anxiety and you deserve your depression.
Oh, my
Anxiety
God.
is cured via strength. Depression is cured via racism. And to prove
God.
I am the world's leading psychologist, even though I have no script, because it's a good figure of speech, I'm going to go off script and ask the Mr. fucking squinty sun cameraman who was crying his eyes out to name a mental disorder, and I'll tell you how to fix it. Name one. Go on. Because it's a good figure of speech, I'm going to go off script and ask the Mr. fucking squinty sun cameraman who was crying his eyes out to name a mental disorder, and I'll tell you how to fix it. Name one.
Autism, bipolar depression, definitely another one. There's ADHD. There's also another disorder that's also there. Definitely bulimia is also there also as well. ADD is also another factor too. Schizophrenia is another factor. Dementia is another factor. So many you could definitely name that actually handle these types of things. And more importantly, let's not forget about post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. It does literally also can create anxiety as well. That can also stem off that. But a lot of actually soldiers, a lot of war vets actually suffer through PTSD. Like when they go through an extreme trauma that they're not fully used to, they could develop PTSD as well. But Andrew Tate doesn't fully understand it. But again, since Mr. Tate, you claim that you have a PhD in psychology, you should be able to know these things as well, of course, right? Because you received your career, you received a degree in psychology, right, from the streets. So you should know a lot more about these learning disabilities too, right? Right?
Go on, Mr. Scared of the fucking sun. Go on.
You're fucking lame.
Name one.
Homophobia.
Fucking loser.
That's not mental disorder. That's how you cure disorders. That's a good
God.
thing. Name like an affliction of the mind that men suffer with. I'll tell you how to fix it.
Trans.
Oh, God. Yeah, I can't deal with this shit no more, man. Why you put faith in this fucking pseudo alpha guru is beyond me. Let me get up out of this mofo. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what I do, and this is going to be a bit more serious on what I want to bring up here. What good does actually getting money, actually trying to go up to the upper echelon, bag as many women as you want, or bag as many men as you want, or even just actually have a stable life, or actually just play the whole maker role? What good is all these things and going all through this materialist aesthetics? What good is all that if your mind ain't right? You know what I'm saying? If you have very serious anxious concerns, if you have very serious depressive concerns, you definitely need to seek help from a mental health specialist, a licensed and a board certified mental health specialist, definitely in your state. All right, it could be a psychiatrist, it could be a psychologist, it could be a therapist that you definitely need to, as long as they are board certified and licensed within your state. It's not just you get like some random person that knows street psychology. They also have to actually deal with a license within their state as well. And that's the other issue that Andrew Tate doesn't see in this also, right? Make sure you thoroughly get your head right. Make sure you definitely actually seek the help that you need. Speak with your insurance plan to see if like which psychologists or therapists are in your network. And which psychologists or therapists can definitely relate to your ills and actually relate to your circumstances to see if either he or she is a good fit for you. Another option would definitely be like a mental health side as well, like a BetterHelp that can actually also help you get going. But I know it definitely does require a monthly payment for you to actually get started. But that's the most important thing that I want to actually stress this out to you guys. You need to actually make sure you fully get your mental health right, rather than actually relying on some lame to actually give some crazy guidance just because he claims to be a psychologist mainly up in the streets. You know what I'm saying? These pseudo red pill gurus are hardcore full-fledged cornballs. They are full-fledged dweebs, straight up lames. They want to try and show up materialistic stuff as a cover. Materialistic shit as a cover, and all flex up their ass and flex on what they got, thinking that they really got it all. But what really good that you really have it all if you have like a bunch of baggage and definitely criminal charges and criminal trial definitely in your corner that could literally make anybody of any creed, of any wealth stature, anxious. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, this dude is literally still anxious off camera behind the scenes while nobody's looking. So again, get your mental health in order. Make sure you do people right. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you stay respectful. You know what I mean? Make sure you actually thoroughly get your mental stuff in order and actually assess and analyze your thorough ills yourself and actually see what's really going on inside you so that people actually try and literally give you some thorough guidance to at least help manage the situation and hopefully cure it. Hopefully be able to mitigate this whole process. Definitely, that's the ultimate aim. But you need to actually start with managing. You need to actually come up with a plan and a strategy on how you're going to overcome these ordeals. And I will leave the situation at that. Please, please, please don't be putting your faith in these fucking pseudo red pill alpha gurus. Because they're going to leave you into like worse ditch of hell. I guarantee you that. Chris Paul from the Chronicles is signing out. Deuces.